It's clear that Hegseth and Trump don't know history, they can't read history, they don't understand history, and they don't want to. If you go back to World War II, both the Americans and the British governments and military leaders were criticized at various times for their conduct, and I don't mean conduct of the troops, but the way the war was being conducted, particularly Winston Churchill and the British. So if you take a look at Churchill, which is probably the better example, although I want to drop a footnote, President Roosevelt had appointed the then Senator Truman to run an investigation unit to make sure that people were not improperly, this is companies, not just people, improperly profiting off of the war, the way we can see that some of the people in this administration are trying to profit by placing bets from their knowledge of what's going on. But meanwhile, if you take a look at Churchill, first there was the, which wasn't his fault, but the miraculous recovery from Dunkirk of about 350,000 troops. You had in the first couple of years of the war, you had the loss of British Borneo, the Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaya, I think that's how it's pronounced, and parts of Africa to the Germans. Churchill was roundly criticized for this because not only was he president, but he was made himself head of the War Department in Great Britain. And if you take a look at the history of the debates in the House of Parliament, there was round criticism of Churchill. Even at one point, somebody accused him of being Hitler-like. But it was Churchill's belief, and it was direction, that the British people should never be lied to, I suppose, except to the extent there were national security issues involved. In one battle, the British lost two of their beloved battleships, the HMS Prince of Wales and the HMS Repulse, in a devastating loss to Great Britain and its naval pride. If you go then closer to, I think it was probably 44, Operation Market Garden, where British General Montgomery tried to cross early over the Rhine and into Germany, was deemed to be a failure. The British people knew about it. Truth was important. So when Hegseth says the military has only spent, and I say only being facetious, $25 billion so far, that doesn't include the damage that's been done and the loss of our airplanes, the loss of a number of our bases that have been seriously damaged. They don't know what truth is, and they don't know history, and they think lying to the American people is the way to pretend that they're big, important people. Why don't you go back and ask the people who ran the Vietnam War how it worked out lying to the American people day after day.